Okay, so let's jump into this. One of my favorite setups is the Oversold setup. Now, if you downloaded the guide and cheat sheet, you'll know about the RSI, Relative Strength Index. We covered that in the cheat sheet. So why I want you to download it, because we're going to go over that as well as the MACD that is also covered in the guide. Oversold. The RSI is the most commonly used indicator for traders to identify if a stock is overbought or oversold. Overbought will be at or above the 70 mark, showing that the stock is overperformed, kind of extended, potential reversal is coming. Same on the oversold. Oversold is showing that the stock may be underperformed, undervalued, and that a rally or a trend reversal could be coming in the near future. Now, just because a stock is in oversold status doesn't mean that it's going to bounce up. A stock can stay in oversold for a long period of time and never recover, or it could come out of oversold and just not have the bounce along with it. So I'm going to show you what it is that we're looking for. The criteria that we're going for is stocks that have a sharp drop in price over a short period of time. So the time frame that I'm looking for is within a 3-month period. Sharp drop in price in a short amount of time, that time frame being within 3 months. So we're going to look at these settings here. Now, we're on finviz.com. Go ahead and copy my settings if you like. If you want to create a profile here at Finviz, you can get the free program without having to purchase the Elite. I'm still under the free plan. I don't need the Elite to do what I need to accomplish. I can get everything done off the free plan. So go ahead and set up a profile. That way you can save your settings. You don't have to punch them in all the time. You can just go and click on the presets here, save screen, and you'll have it ready. What I'm looking at here is a market cap. Now you can adjust the market cap. The two important ones are basically going to be here, your volume and your oversold. But you can adjust the market cap. You can go for higher price stocks. You know, the oversold works on any level. I like to target stocks under $10, between $1 to $10, because the criteria within those price ranges is going to be a 30-cent bounce minimum. So does the stock have a history of bouncing 30 cents or more? So go ahead, copy this setting. This is what we're going to look at. And let's just start scrolling through the stock. Let's see what we got. Remember, criteria number 1. Sharp drop in price over a short period of time. That time frame being within a 3-month time. Excuse my cat. You might be hearing my cat here in the background. So let's look at LTM. You can kind of see what we're talking about here. These sharp drop in prices, sharp drop in price, sharp drop in price, and the time frame is there. It's within the 3 months. Now this is over a course of a few days. This is over about a half a month, and we got a good bounce rate. Look, we're definitely within that 30-cent minimum that I like to target. But now this stock is kind of flanned out a little bit, so let's keep going. We want that good bounce history, a stock that's going to move up and down. CCO. Let's take a look here. I notice at first glance that we have a sharp drop in price over a short period of time, within the 3 months. We're within a month here. Looking at the history, you got a good bounce rate. Definitely seems to be within the 30-cent rule that I like. So let's look into it further. Now this doesn't mean go and buy CCO. You see the sharp drop in price. Most likely it's going to be in the oversold status, but doesn't mean go buy. We still have a little bit more digging to do. Remember what I talked about in the last video. Know why you are entering into these trades. Don't just blindly enter. We need to do a little bit more digging. They do 90% of the work for you. All you got to do is look at what they have put in front of you. Alright. So we found at first glance on FinViz, CCO, that has that sharp drop in price. At first glance, it looks appealing. I want you to go to stockcharts.com and we're going to type in the ticker. Okay. Now with FinViz and stock charts, every time you click somewhere, you're going to have these ads. Bear with me. Let's get rid of these ads. Alright. Once you're here, scroll down a little bit because we want to extend the range. We want to look at the history over the last year. So go to this range, click on the drop down, and click on 1 year. We want to extend it out 1 year. We want the daily chart with the range being extended 1 year. Click update, and now you have this nice year-long chart on the daily indicators, daily candles, whatever. Get rid of the ad. Get rid of you. Alright. CCO. Now let's look at the history. Look at this. Deep into oversold. And like I said before, just because it hits oversold doesn't mean it's going to come back up. It can stay in oversold for a long period of time. Oversold is the 30 mark. Now look how deep we are. We're at 950 on the oversold chart, or the RSI chart. It is deep into oversold. But it still could be a good setup. So let's see what we got. Tracking back the history. Now, for the oversold plays, you don't necessarily have to be right at the 30 mark. You can be at the 40 mark. The criteria, like I said, sharp drop in price. Once you see this RSI at, near, or below the 30, that's when we start to look for the oversold. So I see this, it gets near the oversold. It's not quite there, just a little bit above. We got the sharp drop, and we see the nice little rally. It does bounce, it tests, it comes back a little bit, it pulls back, but it rallies back up. Nice little run. Okay, let's look at it over here. It comes to the oversold status. Little drop in price, bounces up. We're definitely within that 30-cent range. Look at this. Okay. Again, over here, oversold. We're right at the oversold line right here. Sharp drop in price. As it pulls back up, we got that nice 30+ cent run. And this is what we're looking at. And we also want to line up the MACD. Again, download that beginner's guide, print it out, have that cheat sheet available so you can look at the charts and the indicators so you know what you're seeing. Have that guide next to you. We want all this to line up. We want the RSI, the chart, and the MACD to line up. This black line here, now in other programs, the colors are obviously going to be different, but basically what we're looking at for this chart is the black line being the actual MACD, and this red line here is the signal line. Simple terms, treat this MACD, the black line, like it represents the bulls, and the red line, the signal line, representing the bears. Whoever is on top controls the market. And you can see it here. You see the signal line on top, which we're saying represents the bears. And you got this little bit of down. Here we go. Look at the downtrend. So what we want is to try to capture these oversold bounces with the MACD below the signal line looking like it's going to get ready to cross above that signal line. That's our signal. That's our buy signal right here. We don't want to capture it when it's already above. We want to capture it when it's still below, looking to cross. That's how we capture our runs. That's how we capture our gains. So let's look here. Let's go right back to the beginning, or to where we're at now on the current day. Oversold. Sharp drop in price. MACD is below the signal line. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch this stock. It's not quite ready. You don't want to just jump in. How do you know when you're ready to buy? We don't enter at the bottom, like I said in the beginning. Trying to capture the absolute bottom and the absolute top is very difficult. We're capturing from about here to here. Okay, we're just capturing a portion, just a little run. A 30-cent bounce. That's what we're looking for. So we're going to wait for this confirmation, which we want a candle to go bullish. And then we're going to wait for the next day's candle to be what is called a candle over candle. So let's say here we have this sharp drop in price. Today is, what is it today? Today is the 4th of August 2019. It's a Sunday, so tomorrow what we're looking for is a bullish candle. If it in fact goes bullish, Tuesday we will be looking for that candle to open and be above that previous day's candle. So candle over candle. Don't confuse yourself. If you got 2 candlesticks in your house, go grab your 2 candlesticks, hold one in your left hand, hold one in your right hand. Put one higher than the other. Just as it sounds, candle over candle. Very simple. That's our confirmation. That is what we're targeting. The candle over candle, that is our entry point. Okay? So for now, as this is setting up, it's not ready to buy. We want to know why we're entering into the trade. Right now, it's not a good time to enter. MACD is below the signal line. Got the sharp drop in price. The history is good. We're in oversold status. Now we wait for our confirmation. CCO will be going on my watch list, and I will wait for that confirmation. That candle over candle. Reason to enter. And we'll also look at the news. Have another reason to enter. Is there news that might bring the stock up? Or is there news that is going to keep this into oversold for a long time? Maybe it runs out. Maybe it goes flat. Maybe it consolidates. Whatever. Is there a catalyst that gives me a reason outside of just the indicators alone that tells me, they just got into a big trade, or they have a $6 million order of something. A reason that will create the hype to create the demand to enter the stock. So we want the charting and we want the catalyst. We want a reason to enter. So this CCO goes on the watch list, and now we wait for the confirmation. Let's look at a couple more. Let's see if we can find any more here. Back to FinViz. Scrolling through. Let's see what we got. So you can kind of see it on UUUU. Nice sharp drop in price. The spikes, drop in price, spikes, drop in price. And you see it here, drop in price. It tries to come back up. This is why we keep our stop losses. It doesn't always work. Drop in price, comes up a little bit. Drop in price, comes up. Drop in price. But it doesn't quite make it and comes back down. It doesn't always play out. So that's why we keep our stop loss. Okay, 3%, targeting to 5 to 10%. Keep our trading plan. Let's keep looking. Now right off the bat, I see one that I actually like that actually may have a potential of setting up here. CSLT. Let's take a look. take a look at what we've got. Okay, here's what I'm talking about. So we have the sharp drop in price. Hold on, get rid of the ads. Okay. Sharp drop in price. I can see that this is most likely going to be an oversold status. Now we got this bullish candle. Let's take this over to stockcharts.com. Let's see what's doing here. That was CSLT. Let's look closer at CSLT. Go down, make sure we're at a year. Predefined range, 1 year. Update. Get rid of the ad. Get rid of the ad. Alright. Let's take a look at CSLT. Now remember, going through on FinViz, I'm looking for the oversold. I see the sharp drop in price. Now let's look at the history. So we track back the history. We're an oversold here. Okay, let's look here. We have this not quite a sharp drop in price. It kind of eases its way down. Has a quick spike. Tries again. But recent history is showing pretty good. Got these spikes, these peaks and valleys. We're getting over to the oversold range right here. Got this drop in price. It's within our time frame, 3 months. MACD below the signal line, and look at here. We'll wait for our confirmation. It sets up. MACD is crossing the signal line. Boom! Look at that rally. Look at all that all out there. Now remember, we wouldn't be capturing this whole run necessarily. Just capture a portion. Well, look, that is definitely within our 30-cent minimum. Beautiful gain. So what we're going to do, I see the sharp drop in price, and it's already setting up. We're at the 169, so CSLT may go on my watch list. Actually, it will go on my watch list. So let's kind of zoom in a little bit. So I want to show you what I mean by candle over candle. Let's zoom into 3 months so you can see it. Get rid of the ads. Get rid of the ads. Alright. So we're zoomed in 3 months on CSLT daily chart. The sharp drop in price. Now we got this bullish candle. This is our indicator right here. MACD is down. We're an oversold. Looks like it's starting to come back up. Doesn't mean it can't come back down. But this is why we're going to wait for our confirmation. 169 was the close. So tomorrow, what I'm looking for is the open to be above the close of the previous day. That will set up our candle over candle. That is our target entry. Now keep in mind, the nomenclature of the candle. We have our real body, which is between our open and our close. Open, close, creating the real body. We have the upper shadow, or upper wick as some will call it, and the lower shadow, or lower wick. Okay? You're not always going to get that upper shadow, lower shadow. You might just get a solid body candle. But majority of the time, again, let's look at the history. Majority of the time, we have that upper shadow and lower shadow. So what does that mean? It means at some point, we most likely will see a pullback. So for tomorrow on my watch, what I'm going to do, I'm going to target above 169, which will be my entry. But I'm also going to be patient. I'm going to watch and wait. Is it going to pull back a little bit and create that lower shadow? If it does that and starts to rally back up, that is my buy signal. Creating the lower shadow, an open above the previous close, creating a lower shadow, and rallying right back up. That's my buy signal. That's where I enter. Above 169, so 170-ish is where I'd be entering the trade after the slight pullback. Hopefully a slight pullback. We could always get a solid body, but watching for that solid pullback, coming back up above 169, and that is my target entry. Targeting my 5 to 10% gain, keeping my stop loss tight. Right here is the reversal pivot point, and this is where we would be targeting for our stop loss. 3% stop loss down here, pivot point, targeting our 5 to 10%. If it doesn't work, we stop out and we move on. Or we continue to watch it, let it reset if it makes another test, because it does do it. I mean, look here, it comes in oversold, tries, comes back out. Now, came a little flat here, but that's what we're looking for. It might not work out. Just move on. You can always re-enter. Just because you exit a trade doesn't mean you can't re-enter the trade at a later time. It's not dead. It's just wasn't the right time. We try again, okay? Sharp drop in price. Got a bullish candle. Oversold. MACD below signal line. Now we're waiting for a confirmation, candle over candle. And we target our entry. Alright, let's move on. Let's see if we can get one more. Let's go back into FinViz. We're going to wait for the ad. There we go. Okay, let's go on to the next page. Wait for the ad. There we go. I'm sure you're hearing my cats in the background. I'm sorry if you're hearing that, but okay, scrolling down. I want to show you this seal. This isn't. Not only do I want to show you what to do, but I want to show you not what to do. So seal, as I can see, has this bounce history, but all of a sudden is flat. Now let's take a look. I bet you we might see seal stuck and oversold. Just because it's oversold doesn't mean it's in play. Let's see what we got. Seal. We're still at 3 months, so let's extend it out a year. Or I can already see just on a 3-month chart. Look at that, just flat line right up there. All right, let's zoom out though. Let's zoom to 1 year. Bring it down, get rid of the ad. Yuck. Just yuck. Look at this. Just stuck and oversold. Look how long that is. It does a quick bounce, it tries. Here would have been a decent gain. But I mean, look, into oversold, bounces on the RSI, but look, just dead flat. Dead flat. This bounced because the MACD allowed it to bounce. But look here, we're just flat. We're dead. Just dead. So this would be an oversold stock that would not be on my watch list. I would not make a play. Move on. On to the next. Okay, let's go down. Let's look. Here we go. Right here. LXRX. Wait for the ad. Wait for the ad. Okay. LXRX. We see it here. And another thing that you want to watch in the oversold plays, not only just the sharp drop in price, but look how long this candle is. Look at how long of a drop that this is. And look how this is rounding out. Kind of like a fish hook, right? Picture the fish hook. That's what we're looking for, this little fish hook. The candles are getting smaller, smaller, smaller. We have this little reversal and boom. Right here, we're in. Right here, drop in price. It's getting smaller. Reversal, boom, spike. That's what we're looking for. Sharp drop in price. Nice long candle here. The candles are getting smaller and smaller. So let's take a look. Go to stock charts. Type in LXRX. That would be my cat scratching in the background. Okay. LXRX. Nice history. Look at this. Sharp drop in price. Sharp drop in price. It struggles here in the back, but recent history. Drop in price. Look at how the candles are getting smaller. We got this little reversal into oversold. MACD curls up towards the signal line. Got our confirmation. Boom. MACD crosses that signal line and we get this run up. Look at that. If you're adjusting your stop losses in here, you might be able to capture a decent portion of this run. Like I said, as the stock moves up, we adjust our stop losses. Right here, most likely would have stopped out. If we get to up here, most likely our stop loss would have been in this range and it would have hit. No big deal. Still, solid gain from the confirmation up to here, stopping out here. Still a great run. Move on to the next. Solid, definitely well over a 30-cent run right here. Don't be mad that you didn't capture from here to here. You still captured an easy 7 to 8% right here. Nothing wrong with that. So now we see we are in the oversold. We know we have a decent bounce history. Even when it gets near the oversold range, the RSI isn't totally there at oversold, but doesn't have to be directly on the oversold or below. It can still be an oversold play at the 40 range. MACD curls above, or tries to go above, but still kind of bounces. Oversold, drop in price. Candles are slowly getting smaller. We're going to wait for that round out, kind of watch that fish hook. MACD, we're going to watch for this to start curl. Well, this isn't a play for tomorrow, but this is something to put on your watch list. LXRX, wait for that confirmation. Get that bullish candle, wait for that candle over candle. Boom, we're in. And it's that simple. I mean, like I said, the market does the work for you. The charts are there. The lines are there. The indicators are there. All you got to do is look for it. Filter out the junk. Start skimming through. We got 2 to 3 good setups that are in progress that we can throw on our watch list. Watch, wait. If they don't happen, they might set up. They might not. Who knows? These 3 stocks could be complete junk come this week. Who knows? We just move on. We move on to the next. We rinse and repeat. Go through the same process. Look at the charts. Look at what catches your eye at first glance. We come in here into the FinViz. We look at the screener. Look at the charts. Bounce history, bounce history, bounce history. Look for the sharp drop. And we just look. We look through it. Filter through. 90% of the work is done for you. Don't make this harder than it is. It's very simple. To an extent. I shouldn't say very simple, but it's just knowing what you're looking at. 90% of the work is done for you. We just got to filter through. And be smart with the trades. Smart investments. Know why you're getting into the trades. So, a quick little overview. Oversold. Play with the indicators. Now, again, this works for higher price stocks. You can go up to $40, $50, whatever you like. But play with the settings. You can go oversold 40, 10, 20. It's okay. Look for the criteria. Sharp drop in price over a short amount of time. That's step 1. Step 2 is looking at the history, the bounce history, matching up that RSI with the chart and the MACD. Next would be to research the news. Give yourself a reason to enter the trade, not just the indicators. Look at the news. Is there good news? Is it going to create a hype that could lead into demand? Is it going to hit more bad news? Is there earnings coming up? These are all things that you want to look at. Know the good, bad, and the ugly. Good news, but maybe tomorrow is earnings. Maybe there's a split coming up. Maybe there's rumors of a buyout or bankruptcy, whatever, lawsuit. Make sure you research all these before you enter into the trade, because it is going to be a factor into the performance of your stock. Sharp drop in price, candle over candle for our confirmation, the short period of time frame rate within the 3 months, look at the news, and make your trades. Keep that stop loss tight, 3%, targeting the 5 to 10% gains. As the stock moves up, move your stop loss up. Take your gains, rinse and repeat. Keep going. Don't look for the bottom, don't look for the top. Just look for a small chunk of that pie. That's all we're doing. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap up this video lesson on oversold. Next lesson, we are going to start getting into the support and resistance lines, which, quick little teaser, is basically these lines here, support and resistance. Support is where the stock bounces, resistance is where it comes off of. We're going to start getting into how to draw and identify your own support and resistance. That's the next step into eliminating the emotional trader. Alright guys, we will see you in the next video.